Hey, what's up, man? You said you was drawing your art final. What are you drawing? Just a little bit. I have to do 4 pieces. Oh, okay. 4 pieces? How big? Man, seems like a lot of work. So yeah, like I said, I'm just picking back up here. Let me know if that music is too loud. I think when I did a live before, I think I was doing like the I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something, but it sounded like the music might have been a little too loud or something. So if I'm talking or whatever and you guys can't hear me, just say, hey, turn that music down and speak up. The theme I choose is life. I chose. So I'm drawing the hands of a mother and father holding the feet of the child that I'm doing. Oh, okay, cool. That's gonna be pretty dope. Definitely email me that stuff, man. I'd like to see what you even if you got like, some I guess progress shots of what you're doing. I'd love to see that stuff. So I'm trying to pick back up this Wolverine here. I don't know why it's been kind of lost interest in it, to be honest. So I'm gonna see if I can regain some love for old Wolvie here. Then a new sprout in the middle of the desert, and honestly, I don't know what to do for the final one. Cool. Yeah, life, I guess that could be a tricky subject in itself. I mean, I guess you could do something like, well, I guess you're already doing certain things that, like, what life means to you. I mean, a lot of things to me is life, right? Like, heck, music, drawing itself is life. Food, I like to eat. So, I mean, there's just, that's a big one there. So I think the last time I was doing this, I didn't know how I was going to do the mesh in his suit, and so I opted to kind of do these little dots here. I don't know if I'm gonna do them all over, but I think I'm just going to do a few. And that's why I'm doing them light right now. On the reference, they're really dark, but I think I'm gonna just again hint that there is some kind of texture happening on his suit. I don't think I'm gonna do all of them like that, but just a few here and there, random places. Maybe some will be a lot. I guess I'll do quite a few, kind of like where the highlight is. Since there's nothing here, I'll put something here to make it look like, you know, the whole thing has some texture to it. If you rub your finger over it, you feel like the little bumps or whatever that looks like breathable mesh or something he's got going on. Creates. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Send me those on Instagram. I'd love to look at them. And you're right. It's not too light. Well, I mean, you know, it happens. Heck, what I guess there's a few people watching. What do y'all think life, what does life mean to you? My man is doing an art project, and it's life, and so I think he's got 3 of them, and he needs maybe one more. I think for this guy here, though, I'm gonna probably just focus on all the shading and stuff for right now, and I'll worry about that mesh later. Like I said, for the most part, I kind of lost the motivation to continue doing this piece, but I don't know, I felt like doing it earlier today, and I was like, well, since I'm going live tonight, I'll just wait before this evening for me to work on it some more. I do hope y'all are doing all right. I know for here in Georgia, for the most part, people acting like the whole Corona thing is over, and they just out in the streets doing whatever and not putting a mask on. I don't know. I feel like if until they find like some real good testing and kind of understand what this is happening or what's going on, I'm gonna keep wearing my mask. I get shifty looks too for one. I'm like, bruh, like, I'm gonna keep my mask on, man. Like, I don't get it. I mean, I ain't looking at you for not wearing a mask all funny, but, you know. But people, yeah, they are. We went to Michael's today, and you could just see the difference, like, of people who wear masks and people who aren't. They definitely look at you kind of weird. So Wolverine has a lot of, looks like this shoulder piece has been through some battle, so he's got a lot of chunks missing and divots in here and all this stuff happening. When I do big pieces like this, I choose pieces that have a lot of detail, so I know this is just going to take me a minute to get this the way I want it. And although I try not to do every little detail, I think just the type of person I am, I love doing detail. And so I'll end up probably doing everything in here as much as I can anyway, without making it look too crowded, if you will. You can overcrowd some stuff. Even, it looks like there's a lot happening on the picture that you're drawing. You can make it become crowded. I do give people hate stares for sneezing and not. Oh, dude, that's a must. Like, what you not gonna do is just sneeze and cough on us or near me and not cover your mouth. We was going into Kroger the other day, and this dude came outside just like, I mean, you would swear he had the corona. He wasn't covered. Everybody kind of in the vicinity could hear him, and everyone just stopped and was like, bruh, like. So yeah, they will definitely get some looks and stares if you ain't covering your mouth and just being disgusting, man. It's like there was a dude, I just sent the process shots. Okay, cool. There was a dude in the news not too long ago, I guess, at some store. One of the workers told him he should have a mask on, and he just rolled up on her and was like wiping his nose and mouth all on her. I was like, who does that? And why are you doing that? And it was an old man too, like it wasn't no young dude or, you know, I mean, he looked definitely elderly. I just didn't understand why he would be so upset to go over there and wipe his nose and stuff on that girl. But like you said, man, people are weird, so. I know for me, he'd have probably caught some hands though. Like I don't know if I could have just allowed him to get away with that. Heck, even if I was there at the store and he didn't do it to me, if he done it to somebody that I was standing next to, I'd have to say something or do something. People are the worst, man. God damn it. Well, besides that, I hope everybody is doing all right. Yeah, man, I'm glad you were able to catch it, man. I like process work. And that's for anything, really. You know what I'm saying? Not even just drawing. I'm a huge This Old House fan. I don't know if you guys know what show that is, but it's like it was way before HGTV and all that stuff. Like, these dudes was on PBS a long time ago, and they still are at it. But even stuff like that, like house building and all that, I love the process work. I love to see it go from, you know, a thought and then actually become something. So just process work in general, I like it. And I mean, I think that's why a lot of those shows are, you know, as popular and trendy as they are because of the process of going from something, or from nothing to something, if you will. And people want to see that stuff. You want to see how something was made. I think that was another one of my favorite shows, is How It's Made. I don't know if it comes on anymore, but I think they have some episodes on Hulu or somewhere. Or I'll even just pull up YouTube and watch some of them. But yeah, process work is pretty cool to me. Oh man, David, I seen Michelle put that piece in a frame, or I guess you did. Somebody put it in a frame. That made it pop really nice, man. That was one of those pieces that, I'll do a bunch of art, obviously, but I always come across some pieces that I don't want to give to the person. And that was one of those pieces I didn't want to give. When I dropped it off, I told my girlfriend when I got in the car, I was like, man, that's one of the pieces I didn't want to give away. And I think, certain pieces mean stuff to me. I don't know why, but I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I just know with so much time put into that detail of the mask and his gloves, his shoulder pads. So I'm thinking I might want to do another one just for me. Yeah, that black border was real nice. Nice touch, man. I think for next week, though, I've been wanting to get back into ZBrushing too. For those that don't know what ZBrush is, it's a program that allows me to sketch in 3D. I just hadn't done it in a while. I learned how to mess with ZBrush at school, and one of my professors, he had seen one of my sketchbooks, because we always had to turn sketchbooks in, but I don't think I did the right assignment or something, so I tried to BS my way through this one assignment, and I turned in another sketchbook that wasn't homework, and it had a lot of stuff in there like this, and he seen it, and he was like, yeah, you should learn ZBrush, and I was like, all right. And man, I just took to it like a fish in water. And that's actually how I got my first working gig in the industry, is because I learned ZBrush. For me, ZBrush is like drawing. So, and I think that's what I will do. I think I will do a ZBrush session next Tuesday or something. And what it is, you kind of, at this point now that ZBrush has become this industry standard. You can cheat in there, but I always like to just get a sphere and just start pulling the sphere like I'm actually working clay. So I'll probably be doing something like that. I don't know. They have objects you can import. So like if you're sketching something in ZBrush, like I don't know, Wolverine for instance, they already have superhero anatomy that you don't have to sculpt and know anatomy. Me personally, I like to do my own anatomy, but I think I will show both. Like I'll import, a male and a female torso, then I'll do something with a sphere or a cube or something, and I'll figure it out. But ZBrush is pretty cool, so I think that'll be a fun thing to do. I think I've done it once before, and I didn't know if I still had it on this PC over here, so it's still there. So I think that's what I'll do next time. The shot of him with his message. Oh yeah. That would be dope. Mace. Yeah, Yeah, I use Mudbox right now. Restrictions apply. What happened? Something happened. Can't afford ZBrush at the moment. Yeah, ZBrush is expensive, man. I have some friends in low places, so I get some stuff. But yeah, I like ZBrush a lot. I've used Mudbox too, and it's damn near the same thing. So keep getting this message. So I started watching Justice League, War Apocalypse, something. I don't know. I just started it. It seems okay. I know last time we were talking about how DC should use the people that are making those shows, because even just the little bit that I've seen so far, it looks so much more put together than a regular DC movie, like a live action movie. I just don't understand what they're not catching. But I was saying that because I seen somebody in on one of the Facebook groups had it, and they were talking about how violent it was and stuff like that. So I was like, cool, I'll give it a shot. So I'm kind of right at the beginning, after I guess Apocalypse must have messed them up or something. Hey, what's up, Eddie? So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some violent stuff happening in that DC movie, animated short joint, because it didn't look too long either. So Oh yeah, yeah. It was pretty. So far, like I said, from what I've seen, it looks really good. It's DC's version of. Okay, makes sense. Kind of had that vibe to it. Is it new? Did it just come out? Like, I don't even know. I hadn't even heard of it until somebody mentioned it in that group I'm in. They kill a bunch of folks in that one. Nice. I'm definitely looking forward to it now. Yeah, as I'm looking at this, I know this one is going to take me a minute. As I keep doing more and more, and it starts filling out, I'm definitely probably going to do a lot more of the mesh in his suit. I think that is something that helps sells what his suit is supposed to look like according to this reference I'm looking at. So the reference I have pulled up is a statue someone made of Wolverine. And you could tell they spent a lot of time putting the detail in. And so with ZBrush, either like Ghost was saying, if you use Mudbox or ZBrush, once you have your base model done, ZBrush has all types, and they're called alpha skins. You just call them alphas for short, but you can put different meshes of anything really, bolts, nicks and scars and all type of stuff. You really, you should know how to draw before using that, but if you buy certain models and stuff and you can import it, you can just add on to it and it'll be dope. So and I'm sure whoever made this model that I'm drawing from use some of those alphas. I can't see someone hand doing these in that type of program. It would take forever. It wouldn't line up properly. And so you can put that mesh on there, you can warp the mesh and make it go around muscles and all different type of stuff. So I hadn't opened ZBrush up in a minute though. I think I opened it up a couple days ago just because I had seen it was on my desktop and I forgot it was there. So I will definitely brush up before I open that up for y'all. A week old. All right, cool.
Music. Download the app today and get a trial of Music Premium on us. Restrictions apply.
so right here, right, I had this shoulder piece chest thing coming right here, but if I look at my reference, it comes all the way to here. So now I could kind of just bring that down and bring it back in. And why I'm mentioning this is, you know, I got it roughed out for the most part. And like, it's lightly roughed out. If I see something that I can make a correction on, that's why stuff is still light, like around here. You know, here I'm kind of satisfied, obviously, because I went in with the details, but, you know, as I keep moving around this thing, and I see pieces that need to come out some more, or, you know, because he has a fold of his uniform or super suit right here, and this kind of meets with the end of his shoulder pad, and so I can make those adjustments as I'm going through this. You know, if I was drawing this hard down here already and seeing that I would have had to change that, I would have had to either erase it or start over, because if I'm drawing that hard and I try and erase it, you'll still see those line marks, and that's not what I want. So I can erase that and it'll go away pretty good, but I don't know if I want to erase it. I might just leave it like that, just depending on what will happen here with the rest of this chest piece happening. And I may erase it because he's got some really thin lines happening. So it's kind of like, hold up. It's kind of like this, how it's real thin. It's got a lip around it. He's got a lip around this whole thing and then another inner lip. So I think I will erase that just to get that out of there. Yeah, brushes or alpha is available now. Make ZBrush easy to interact with. Oh yeah, super less time consuming. I mean, anybody got time for all that? And as I'm looking down here, I kind of will still lightly sketch some stuff around, and because it's still loose, so I can kind of just mess with it and make sure everything is falling in place, like his shoulder, you know. Let me see if I can look at this a little better. So I know, like, his shoulder is here, and his bicep kind of comes in right here. You know, it has a curve as biceps do, and now I'm looking at kind of where his back, his lat muscles, where do they intersect with the bicep, and it's almost right in the middle. So if I look at this line here, and I cut that in half, so this is what my brain is thinking. This is his bicep, this is half, and his lat muscle is just a little bit past half, so I know that's where that intersects. This is the line, or the landmark that I'm looking at. Making sure this all fits right, and the same with the top part, right? So we got this line here. Where does the tricep intersect with his shoulder muscles. And it's a little further down, so and this is half. So if this is a whole line like here, this is like half. I know that tricep is way down here somewhere. And again, it's still loose. Nothing's written in stone at this moment. So if I know, if I'm doing some more work and I'm like, oh man, that tricep can be up here some, it won't hurt it that much to move it as if it was that dark already. So I guess that's what I'm getting at, the long way around. But at this point, I'm kind of happy where the stuff is, so I could kind of go in just a little darker. And then two, I have to make sure he has these other parts to his uniform that's kind of doing something. And so now I'm looking at this coming like that, like how much space is in here, how much from here to here. As I'm looking at the reference, I'm, also judging how much distance I'm looking at too, to allow for certain spaces and all that stuff. How thick these are. So yeah, I probably can leave it that thick like that. But it comes up pretty sharp right here. And right here actually. And then how much space is in between each of those things. Kind of all of that I'm taking into consideration as I'm doing this stuff. And so now, here's a good example, again, of kind of what I'm talking about. As I'm putting these, whatever, uniform flare, if you will, I can see that, I need a little more space in here. So if I know I need a little more space right in between there, if I need some more space in between here, and let's say I put it right here, I'm gonna take this top one and use it for here. So if I move this down that much, I need to move the bottom part of it down that same amount. And then that's where it starts. So everything moved down just a little bit. And I think I'm happy with that. I'm kind of looking at it. Hey, what's going on, yo?
It's YouTube Music. Download the app today and get a trial of Music Premium on us. Restrictions apply.
Yeah, and looking at it, I think that's what I want. But again, I'm still drawing it kind of light, because I don't want to commit just yet. Right now, I'm kind of just filling stuff out. And then I'll come up here and look at, his muscles and kind of where that stuff is falling into place. Again, just roughing it in, drawing it kind of light. You gotta kind of highlight here. A little part of a muscle happening there. And yeah, I think this will work. So as I'm again, looking at my reference and putting some of this stuff down. I think this will work. And then that'll be all shaded in there. It kind of comes up off of here. Yep. And that's how I make those corrections. Again, it's all like, this is all light. And again, even if I look at this and start getting into it and like, I really don't know, it's still light enough to where I won't damage the paper if I need to erase it. I won't leave any marks behind because it's drawn that dark. It just makes it, easier to change stuff if you need to. So right now I'm kind of just filling stuff out, right? Just kind of mapping stuff, trying to see where stuff needs to go at this point. Nothing really solid, because I kind of like where this is going and I like this arm, but I just want to make sure all this stuff is proportionate to everything else. Pull out a little bit. Is there enough meat, right? So I take a break and I'll look back again and look at the reference. Is his torso, his chest mainly, is this enough, stomach and abs to fit all that? Meaning, is his head too big? Is his body too small? Is his chest too small? Is all this, so I'm kind of just floating around right now, making sure all this stuff will work. Do I have enough abs? Because I think in the reference he's got a 6-pack. So is there enough stuff happening? Do I have all the information that I'm looking at on this to make it work? And so for me to do that, some of this stuff I'll have to go in a little darker, right? Because at this point, and because this is, again, not drawn that dark, I can pull some of this out now if I need to. And as I'm looking at it, I take a break, put my pencil down, look at it. I feel like his head is just a tad bit bigger than his body. Now, if I was using like a Procreate or Photoshop, I could lasso this and shrink it just a bit to make it work. because I don't have that, this is cool, but I feel like right here is just a bit small. So, you know, I can pull this out some more here. I can probably pull this out some more too. Because if I pull something somewhere, everything else has to be pulled. There's not just pulling this one part, because then now it'll be all heavy here. You know, I may have to pull a little bit over that side. And so with that said, I think we're rolling up on an hour anyway, so I'm gonna let this marinate because I don't want to start pulling too much or not enough. Yeah, I'm gonna let this one marinate for a minute, and then I'll jump back on it and see if I need to erase something or do whatever. But it's not so much off, but I do feel like his head is just a little bit bigger than what it needs to be. So, with that said, appreciate y'all for hanging out. As always, like I said, next week I do believe I am going to do some Z-brushing though. When I open it up, I felt good about it, so I think I'm gonna do that. And I don't think it'll be anything great, but it'll be something, just something different. You know, break up the monotony of blue pencils all the time, and even probably give this a little more break. So. And then I don't know, maybe I'll, I know one session I want to do, I think someone has mentioned let's show a tattoo that you're doing. I may do something like that if I can get somebody to come in here. I also do probably do a training session too, how I do the